I'm coming to you guys today to talk about my weight loss journey. It's just started here. A couple of my stats: I'm 5'3". 5'3". My highest weight is 240 pounds. Right now, I'm clocking in at about 221, maybe just a little under that. My BMI is just at 40. And so I'm qualifying for this weight loss surgery because of that, and also because I'm above 35, and also I've been diagnosed with hypertension along with asthma. I've actually had for a very long time, but it's just become increasingly worse as my weight has increased over the years. I was not always this size when I was in high school. I was very athletic. When I was younger, when I was very young, I was small. I went through like my normal chubby stage at like 10, 11, and then I lost that weight again. I was in sports. I was average. I was athletic actually, and then I got to my senior year. I just stopped doing sports. I put on some weight. I went to college. I didn't continue sports there either, so I just kind of packed it on. Instead of the freshman 15, I like to say I got freshman 40. But I wasn't terrible after college. I was able to maintain the weight. I just never was able to get over the hump to get back to where I was. So here I am now, 26, out of college for about 2-3 years, almost 3 years, and I've decided to take a hold of my life again. Take control, because I've done all kinds of, just like everybody else, I've tried my hardest with diets, different diets, gym memberships, fitness programs. What I'd like to talk to you guys about today is a few of the things that led me to this decision. So this is a pre-op video. Hopefully I'll have my surgery scheduled by December of this year. If not, definitely January or February. So the reason why I decided to get this surgery was because, again, I couldn't get over that hump like so many others that have gotten the surgery and used that tool to get rid of their weight. I've seen success with family members in getting rid of the weight and keeping it off. I think that my diet is not, terrible compared to the next person. So I really shouldn't be this overweight. We got here somehow, right? But if I was able to get back to a normal weight, I could definitely maintain it. My carb addiction is not any worse than the next person's. So I'm hoping that, and then I'm physically active. Part of the research that I did to come to this decision, actually I wanted to talk about, was the fact that America, corporations, and even the jobs we work for, they kind of are enthusiastic about fitness. They encourage it. They want us to get gym memberships and work out, and rather than focus on dieting and eating healthy products. It's always been more expensive to eat healthy, or organic at least. I actually found that it's relatively easy to eat produce, eat healthy, as long as you're eating fresh foods, but it's very inexpensive. But healthy things with not very much added sugar, products like that, prepackaged products that are healthier, are more expensive. They tend to be more expensive, and that's just the reality. And so I actually was researching a doctor, I believe it was Dr. Weiner of Detroit, and I'll look this up and put it down below just to verify this doctor's name and where he hails from. I think it's the University of Michigan or Detroit. We'll see. I'll put that below. But he's got a lot of lectures about this. It's really 80% diet. It's 80% diet, and it's only 20% exercise. So no matter how much I've exercised, no matter how athletic I was in the past and how much physical activity I put in, it's only going to be so effective unless I'm dieting as well. And what tends to happen is I'll start dieting, and my energy levels will decrease because I'm essentially, taking certain nutrients away from my body that my body's used to. Not that it needs it, because I've got enough, right? But I'm taking that away, so my energies just plummet, and I don't feel as active as I want to, so I end up eating more and I start doing more activity because I'm just a more active person. But then there I am again, not being able to get over that hump. Sorry guys, just fixing this. It was crooked. Okay, so I am going to use this weight loss tool. I plan on seeing a nutritionist for the next 3 months, trying to get my weight down that way, and then being cleared for the weight loss surgery. I'll go ahead and do my pre-op blood work and endoscopy, and then that's when we'll actually have the surgery date. Okay. I have a couple of health conditions that I mentioned earlier, which is what kind of nudged me in this direction. I think one of the last things I really wanted to talk about here was which surgery I'm deciding to get, and that was the gastric bypass. I actually had a really tough time choosing the surgery I was going to get. I was stuck between the gastric sleeve and the bypass. Both my mom, uncle, and grandma had the bypass, so you can see I have a history of obesity, diabetes, and hypertension in my family. But the gastric sleeve is a relatively new procedure, and it seemed pretty enticing. It's known to be a little less risky, have fewer complications, and the procedure time is also faster. And I think the recovery time is just a teensy bit quicker, not by much. I think it varies, but it is worth noting that with the gastric bypass, people tend to lose 10% more body fat than they do with the gastric sleeve, the gastrectomy. And that wasn't really what pushed me to bypass like it does other people. What pushed me to bypass was GERD complications. And so a lot of people who have bypass, they won't have any symptoms of GERD, regardless of whether they had symptoms previous to the operation, so prior to the operation. And I've always fought GERD. I've always fought reflux, acid, heartburn. I mean, since I was a kid, even pre-bariatric life, right? So I was definitely excited about that. And I was still considering the sleeve option until I saw a lecture by this other doctor in New England. Her name is Aurora Pryor. I'll also put her information below. But she has had to do a lot of gastric revisions for the gastric sleeve, from the sleeve to the bypass because of GERD complications found in gastric sleeve patients. So people who either don't have GERD or have GERD symptoms will end up either having GERD or having more complications with GERD. So it's actually affecting them worse than it did previously whenever they get the gastric sleeve done. So that scared me out of the sleeve, and I opted for the gastric bypass. What I have to look forward to now is my next couple visits with my nutritionist. I already did my psych eval. Everything came out clear there. And then my pre-op blood work and endoscopy. And then we'll have a date. So I will definitely stay updated with you guys. I am currently, trying to lose weight prior to the surgery. So I'll keep you up to date on what I eat and just how the process is, how it's moving. If you guys have any suggestions for any other type of videos related to the weight loss surgery that I'm looking forward to here in the near future, just leave a comment below. I know that there are a lot of questions that circulate around insurance and how things like that will work. I've actually been doing a lot of research myself in regards to my piercing. It's relatively new, and I'm kind of worried about having to take it out during the procedure and things of that nature. So if you guys just want me to explore different areas, just let me know. And thanks for watching.
Bye.